Committee for taking the time to hear my proposition and being here today. My name is Robbie Cantrell, and I'll be addressing the issue of mountaintop removal and how our theater department can spread awareness. Now, if you're from a coal mining family, you likely already understand mountaintop removal, or if you're from the family of the coal miner owners, you probably call it mountaintop development, which makes no sense. Mountaintop removal, in actuality, is essentially taking the top half of a mountain, half to a third, blowing it apart with explosives, and then accessing the coal seams from the top instead of mining into it. This is especially an issue in the Appalachian area because, as a previous proposition pointed out, we live in the middle of coal country. This is coal country. It's not an issue anywhere else because this is where the coal is. Keep in mind, please, I'm not anti-coal. I'm really anti-mountaintop removal. So why should you care about mountaintop removal? Well, the biggest issue you'll hear is with the environment, obviously. Believe it or not, when you destroy half of a mountain, it doesn't just disappear in a black hole. All the debris falls down and clogs up streams, which ruins much of the few remaining natural freshwater plants there are. It kills off species when it falls and crushes them. The biggest issue, however, is with reforestation. See, technically, the coal mining companies are required to redevelop the mountain, which usually involves putting some of the sediment back up in a little pile, putting grass on it, and calling it a day. Reforestation is actually almost impossible because of the soil damage, which means the trees never come back. The main issue here is Appalachia is one of few remaining hardwood forest biomes in the world, so many species of endangered birds, for example, deer, wildlife, are being killed off because of this and live nowhere else. On a more human level, it causes job loss. The coal mining industry is a humongous economic boon to us here in this area, and despite there being consistent rise in coal production rates, since 1930, we've lost 60% of the jobs in coal mining. This is mainly because coal mining through mountaintop removal is a mechanization process in which machinery does most of the work and very few actual miners are needed to oversee the process. This is especially an issue for our college because many of our tuition payers come from coal mining families who like to have jobs to pay for their children to go to college. Mountaintop removal is also very dangerous to humans. In areas surrounding mountaintop removal, not just the miners, but all the families surrounding the many mountains it's happening at, West Virginia, Virginia, Kentucky, cancer rates are doubled, birth defect rate is increased by 42% compared to the rest of Appalachia. Now, how has the theater addressed this issue before? One interesting play is Cry of the Mountain, which is sort of a cross between the Laramie Project and Fires in the Mirror, wherein the actor/writer, Adeline Horton, went to 13 different people in the community and asked them about their opinions on coal mining, and then performed it as 13 different characters. This play was only produced once and only in Kentucky, but it's a good play. The Saudi Arabia of Coal is the second, which is a more traditional play. It's about a family in Kentucky who's displaced because of mountaintop removal, literally destroying the mountain they live on. It is based on the author's actual life. And his quote here sums up why I believe the theater department should attack this issue. What we are finding is that the best way to change society is to get 80 to 100 people in a room, present them with information, and get them excited about doing something to bring about change. That's what we're doing with this play. To work off of that, the main reason we need to address it through theater is because it's been addressed in other ways and people aren't listening. It has a personal aspect to it, theater does, that gives empathy, it gives a face to the issue. And we too often tend to look at this as a political talking point, as in if you're against it, oh, you're a coal-hating hippie liberal. If you're for it, oh, you're just a Republican who wants dirty coal. It's really not a political issue. The issue here is that coal mining companies are doing this because it's cheaper, even though it only provides 5% of the coal, and it's killing people. It makes it realer to the audience to see it put on the stage, and also, it's more entertaining, because let's face it, many people would probably choose to skip a Lyceum with somebody coming up to talk about how bad it is for the environment. If we have an interesting play about it, they're going to come see what's going on. It's less preachy that way. Now, how should our theater department tackle this issue? Now, as I said, there are several plays that address the issue. The Cry of the Mountain is a one-person show, which theoretically could be reworked to contain multiple actors, but I believe the casting would be a bit of an issue. The Saudi Arabia of Coal, I believe, is a good play, but it mainly handles the personal and cultural issues, and it ignores many of the larger issues, the cancer rates, job loss, etc. So my proposition is that we have a playwriting contest on campus. Now more than ever, we've got a freshman class that loves to write. I know you guys, I know a lot of you, and we have a playwriting class next year. So my proposition is, let's have a contest. Let's let the students write a play about mountaintop removal, pick the best one, put it on, ask their friends and family to come and see it, and spread awareness. Because really, awareness is the issue here. Most people that understand the issue are against it, unless they work for the coal mining companies at the higher level. And in a community like Appalachia, nobody else is going to step up to fight it. We have to talk to our congressmen themselves. We have to step up and tell people, explain what's actually happening, and make this more than just a political talking point. Because this is not just affecting the environment. This is affecting people. This is affecting your friends and family. This is affecting our community's lives. And here are my multitude of sources, which I